Somebody who broke into the speaking world at the latter end of 2023 when I made the intention, or should I say, I set the intention that I wanted to do that. A lot of people were saying, with what you've built and the knowledge that you've gained and everything else, the wisdom that you can share, you should be on stage and you should be sharing this knowledge to help other people. So I set that intention. By January, I was in Dubai, then Los Angeles came up in February, then Thailand, then Singapore. And then what I essentially learned to do was look at the business aspect and really drive into the intricacies behind the corporate speaking world. Now, a lot of people, again, pertaining to societal condition and social media, they see all these big names and they see all these international stages. And I'm not saying don't have the goals to get there, but start with small incremental steps. Start putting your innings in towards the corporate sector. Find out in your local area, who does events? How do you do that? Utilize LinkedIn. I mean, what are the most underutilized things when it comes to LinkedIn? You know, there's a little thing called search. Again, people think because of social media that there's this whole profound shebang, this secret, this blueprint. Well, there isn't. It's a search bar. It's like Google or YouTube. How do I? Google. How do I find this? Go on YouTube, type it in, search, sit your ass down, roll your sleeves up and learn it, because that's what I did. And that's why I'm sat here today with what I've achieved. And I often say, I don't bypass the fact that I've achieved a lot of things, and I'm very grateful, give testimony to God each and every day, because there's certainly not just me at hand at play doing all this, but it's been a lot of work. And again, with social media, with so many people trying to attain things of this quick-natured success, well, you're looking at the wrong people. Go to my podcast, a little pitch for you there, Imperfectly Perfect Podcast, and I speak to some of the world's most successful people, whether it be in entertainment, professional athletes, the corporate leaders, the personal development world. And there's one question I often ask: how long did it take you to become this overnight success that we always see on social media? And not one of them has said under 10 years. 10 years. But not one of them is ungrateful for those 10 years. The lessons that they've gone through, and the hard lessons, like I often talk about my lessons, being looked over, being looked around, being looked through, all the rest of it, it becomes the making of you. Go to my podcast and listen to some of the most successful people in the world that you will recognize saying the same thing.